surprises. We're going to see how it plays out here as we're getting right into game one. Zen versus xJcoolJ on the Fortress of Lions.
And Zen, of course, as you mentioned earlier, previously known as Cutie, is going to be on that signature Kaya, and we're seeing this Asuri that is getting more and more popular in the 1v1 section of Brawlhalla. And so far, xJcoolJ, amazing start on these Qatars.
Yeah, there was a time where, Qatars were extremely popular, right? Everyone was playing Lucian for that moment there in conjunction with Blasters, and whenever Qatars are kind of around, Asuri tends to pop up, but then the Gauntlet meta started happening, and we didn't see as much before. But now it looks like maybe a resurgence of the cat.
A little bit of a resurgence of the cat, indeed. xJcoolJ on the sword right now, able to find that Ser, knocking Cutie into a vulnerable position, but the unarmed Ser is not going to be connected. He has another opportunity here to get that knockout first. He throws xJcoolJ off stage. It's a great beginning, but xJcoolJ just keeps being able to get back onto the stage.
Yeah, on the other side of things, we have Kaya, who, last BCX was kind of the first big splash of this legend, and ever since has always been a prominent threat in both the 2v2 and the 1v1 spear. Zen getting this KO with the recovery, so aggressive with the juggling there. xJcoolJ couldn't find a way down.
Everyone's always right now talking about the spear and how strong the spear is, but we gotta also question ourselves about the bow. Because if you're on the Kaya, you're playing that bow, and this bow has been doing some magic in every single side of the bracket. xJcoolJ doing some magic on the sword. They're able to pick up the first knockout for himself. And even though Cutie did get that, or Zen even got that first knockout, you see xJcoolJ now has the weapon advantage, and he's able to get some damage off of that as well.
Yeah, and something people don't talk about often is really just how good Sword is. It's been fantastic. If you look at the numbers and the amount of championships that have been taken by a Sword legend, it's extremely high, but it never feels and looks as impressive as some of the other weapons when they're extremely popular in the metagame. But despite all that, Zen is still getting so much damage racked up here. Bo, a phenomenal 1v1 weapon, gets caught by the recovery from xJcoolJ. xJcoolJ trying to get the reversals with these juggles, but it's not happening. Zen has so much control.
All in all, the neutral game is very, very tight right now. I'm looking over at xJcoolJ. You have Asuri, you have Qatars. If he starts going for some of these off-stage plays, then, even though the neutral might be even, if you're able to win those encounters, that could start tipping the scales a little bit. But so far, we're looking at quite a tight game.
Yeah, no, this one's been pretty much a nail-biter the entire time. You tried to take an inch, they're not allowed to get it. Another unarmed neutral signature. xJcoolJ not scared to fight unarmed and manages to pick up that D-Light ground pound unarmed, swaps over to those Qatars. You already know what time it is, wants to rack up that damage with those quick strings.
Able to find the first couple of attacks, gets that string started, but that's a great wake-up coming out from Cutie, able to get back up, recovery as well, giving xJcoolJ a hard time. He needs to find this knockout right now before he takes any more beating, and he will be able to do so.
Yes, that side air hitting just hard enough, and now Zen picking the spear as the weapon of choice here. We saw so much done with the bow earlier on, but deciding for the final stock, wants to stick with the spear. Got that neutral light, trying to get a little bit more damage, but xJcoolJ has been inching quite a bit here. Zen needs some unanswered hits.
Able to get some aerials on that spear. He's really using that Ser to his advantage. I like what I'm seeing with that, but xJcoolJ, he's just patrolling the ground with these Qatars, and as he swaps over to that sword, you already know what time it is. He's looking for these knockouts.
Oh, and Zen's like, I gotta get 1 to 2 more hits, maybe then I can start fishing for some signatures. Almost an easy edge guard there. I see xJcoolJ go for the recovery instead of like a down air or a ground pound. Wanted the option that would cover kind of everything, even if it didn't lead to the KO, because at this point, 1 more clean hit is all it takes to secure game 1.
Very tight last stock there. I saw a lot of unanswered attacks coming out from xJcoolJ where Zen could have had easy punishes. Didn't see those come out. xJcoolJ having a little bit of a hard time finding that knockout as well. So that's something that definitely Zen could improve on in the next game. I see him thinking real carefully. Although, I would be surprised if this guy legend swaps.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel the same way. It's definitely one of those like, let me take a moment and think about what just happened to me. There's kind of 2 kinds of players that you'll run into in a competitive environment. One kind is the player that's like immediately mashing to get into the next game, and then you have the other side of things. Yeah, he's soul searching, bro. He's maybe not soul searching. That might be a little bit too deep, but he's definitely kind of thinking hard, reflecting, critically thinking. I'll put it that way. Really trying to make sure that the adjustments in the game plan are solid before we hop into game 2.
You have Kaya, you have lots of different things you can try out on that spear. One thing I kind of paid attention to is when it comes to grounded gameplay, Zen was very, very strong on the bow. However, as soon as he was on that spear, he liked to more approach with the Sayers and his Nairs, which we are actually going to be seeing a legend swap. It's the Rayman coming out.
Okay.
Complete 180, both weapons changed.
And we have seen a lot of this across the different regions in terms of just the popularity of Axe in the singles metagame, you know? People have really devolved the game down to the basics. I mean, look at the way this is starting. Zen getting a quick stock with that ground pound, saying, xJcoolJ, let me tell you, this Dalsim is going to be the answer to the Sasuri.
That's almost a clean stock, and you know, that's how it goes. You make 1 or 2 small mistakes, a player like Zen, he is not going to be missing those punishes, and now xJcoolJ has to play the remaining of this game from behind, and it looks like Zen, he's just pushing this advantage. He's fighting so much damage.
And you can see the confidence. When you are getting sidelights so easily with Axe, that's a bad problem to have, because you know you're getting that neutral light guaranteed, and maybe a ground pound or a down air afterward. That's too much damage to take here. But xJcoolJ was chefing there. Hold on, he almost gets that recovery there, gets caught by the recovery. He's actually going to lose the stock for it. Didn't expect to get tagged by the tail end of it, and that leads to a huge deficit against Zen.
I was looking at xJcoolJ, I was like, let him cook. This guy, you know, he's getting better right now. He's kind of turning up, and then Zen, you know, he's just able to completely, yet again, 180 that, find a couple of mistakes, and that's just an efficient knockout right there. Still definitely winnable for xJcoolJ, but it's going to take a lot of work. Zen, he's just thinking about how he wants to close this out right now on the gauntlets.
Yeah, I think if I'm xJcoolJ, I'm actually pretty happy fighting the gauntlets. I like playing Katars into gauntlets. It's one of those matchups where it's like, yeah, you have to get up close and personal. You can kind of chop them up, and if they're in the airspace in the wrong spot, you can anti-air very well. But Zen doing a great job fighting back, goes for a charge signature attack. xJcoolJ stuffs it, but at this point they're trading too much. xJcoolJ is behind by too much to be trading in this position.
And he's losing these trades as well. I mean, this is Rayman. You're fighting gauntlets and Axe. You can't be taking these trades when you're on Asuri. You're going to need something larger than just a couple of trades. He's actually not going for that weapon pickup. As you mentioned, not afraid to play unarmed, but he is going to get swiftly knocked out, and Zen is going to be evening out the scoreboard.
And the weird thing about that is you have those moments where you're unarmed. There's a weapon spawn on the side of the stage. You could go for the weapon, but you always play this like mental mind game mix-up of, am I going to go for the weapon or am I going to attack? But it seems like the mix-up of attacking just is not working. It might just be worth it to go for the weapon earlier, because there was a lot of patience being exerted on the side of Zen.
I mean, so far, you know, by fighting game standards, this is pretty standard. You know, xJcoolJ came in, he took that first game. Zen was able to come back and make his adaptations and then win over him. The time I would really start getting worried for xJ now is if he loses the second one. Because he, again, now, you know, xJ, he's the one that has to be doing the soul searching. You see Zen, he's looking a little bit more confident, he's ready to play, not really, you know, staring off to the side of the monitor as much. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things, too, where Game 3, always the most important game in a set. Yeah. Especially, I mean, as far as Game 5 sets go, just because of the momentum and the mental advantage that you get. And especially since Zen was able to swap over to a completely different legend, different set of weapons, and so convincingly take that game 2, it made the answer seem too simple.
Yeah, and xJcoolJ, you know, now maybe a little bit after getting, you know, used to that. And you do also have to keep in mind, if you look at that second game from a vacuum perspective, you're not thinking about the first stock that xJcoolJ lost very, very quickly, then he was not playing bad throughout that. I mean, it was even enough.
Hopefully this time around we'll be able to keep things a little bit closer. Zen going for that down signature, that Yoga Fire, but it's not going to hit there. But Zen, man, the pressure has been ridiculous. These gauntlets, the Axe even, have both been so hard for xJcoolJ to deal with. And we were talking about the sidelights that Zen was getting the previous game again. If xJcoolJ allows that to happen yet again, it's not going to be a fun time.
Yeah, amazing recovery throughout to get that knockout. All of these attacks are just connecting for Zen, and he's feeling good right now. I mean, xJcoolJ, he's going to have to try really, really hard if he wants to take this back.
And, you know, it's interesting, too, because there are moments where xJcoolJ can get juicier punishes. That's what I like to see. Those D-license, you're guaranteed, whether you go for the neutral air, recovery, cider, get those when you can. Instead of going for side lights, there are moments where you just need to recognize you have the time to get more damage.
Actually looking for the knockout now. Probably a recovery or a D-light. Throws Zen off stage, trying to throw something out. But that's also something. I mean, Zen, he's so good at getting back onto stage. xJcoolJ is going to have to come back on and throw out that GC D-light. finally taking that stock off. But I mean, the damage is done. XJcoolJ all the way down in orange here, and Zen, he's on that axe that we already know what it's capable of. The recovery. What a massive commitment. I wanted that to hit.
No, that was wild. I mean, you could see just how aggressive the play was, but there were only so many options that xJcoolJ had. You can only go so high, but high enough, barely, but high enough to get out of that situation. But you can see Zen trying to keep that aggression going. xJcoolJ is doing a good job of trying to find the pockets, the little moments where he can retaliate, but how often can he hold that up?
He is going to be able to get back onto the stage. We've seen these Qatars before. We know what kind of magic they're able of doing. Game is kind of slowing down a little bit, and I have a feeling that that might benefit xJcoolJ a little bit more, right? Because whenever the game was going quickly, it's because Zen has been pushing it.
Yeah, no, for real, yeah. It's really been Zen's like, you know what, I'm gonna hit you twice, then 3 times, then 4 times, your stock's gone. Speaking of stocks being gone, we see another one fall right here as xJcoolJ gets pushed down to his final stock. But we'll see if he can bring it back. I mean, these Qatars, they've been able to get some pretty juicy strings, but nothing to convert into a KO, really. It's been like, ah, yes, I hit you 5 times, but you're not off stage. There's no edge guard that follows. It's just a lot of damage, and a lot of damage is something that you're fine taking, honestly, against Qatars sometimes.
And there you have it. I think that's the 3rd time this stock. Zen goes off stage, xJcoolJ follows him, and he wants to get something, but Zen always gets back. xJcoolJ, though, amazing string, is going to be able to take that stock off. I think xJcoolJ, if he just tries to hone in on that edge guarding a bit more.
Trying to get across there. We see the sides to come out, but I think I agree with you in that scenario. It's like, can we force him to the corner? Can we maintain stage control? Zen puts himself in the corner there. xJcoolJ tries to anti-air with a D-Light. It's not going to connect. Zen getting so many unanswered hits. That side air almost spelling certain doom. The down take is going to be threatened there. You can see Zen actually does it on stage on purpose to try and bait xJcoolJ, but xJcoolJ was ready, but not for this one. 1 ground pound should be it, but no, Zen doesn't line it up properly. This could be a huge opportunity for xJcoolJ. Gets the guaranteed recovery off of that.
Gets the hit. Zen, all he needs is 1 hit at this point, but xJcoolJ, I mean, he's on a train right now, just racking up damage, and he is looking unstoppable. Tries to swap over to that sword to be able to find the knockout. Zen, the recoveries, they're not looking as crisp as they were before, but there it is.
Okay, Zen almost let that game slip away. There was that moment on the left side of the stage where he had a pretty much guaranteed ground pound. There was no options really expelled there, just the timing of the ground pound was wrong, and that little window allowed xJcoolJ to rack up like 4 or 5 hits and almost get the entire stock out of that one. So definitely gonna want to kind of buckle up a little bit, make sure that, you know, everything's nice and clean, because otherwise you might slip here.
And I'm thinking, you know, maybe, just maybe, that was xJcoolJ's true colors we were seeing there for a moment. Maybe going into this next game, we are going to be seeing a better performance coming out from him. But Zen, he is confident. You're seeing it from his movement, his gameplay. He's finding so many attacks in a row. He's pushing the game into his advantages, and he is already up 2-1 on the board. This guy is scary now, and xJcoolJ needs to take this game very seriously. Yeah,
and they've decided pretty much to go to Fortress of Lions exclusively, right? They're not really trying to change the scenery. They're just trying to better player the other player. And we're going to see if that works out here for xJcoolJ, trailing behind now by a game, has 1 more shot to put another game on the board, or is just going to lose this set. But Zen doesn't really show signs of stopping. xJcoolJ, though, finding some juggles here, some good hits, and then gets caught. Man.
There it is. Zen, not only amazing at pushing his own advantage, whenever he's in disadvantage, it's usually not for long.
Ooh, I love that dash lane from xJcoolJ there. Manages to get out of the threat range of the axe, but then Zen finds that side light yet again, converts to that nair, and then the ground pound. Looking for the final blow here to close out the stock, and that gravity cancel D-Light has been the bane for xJcoolJ throughout the entirety of the set.
Zen picking up the axe. xJcoolJ tries to be wary of that recovery. I mean, those recoveries, they look so good, but I don't actually think Zen has hit any of them.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, they're so well lined up. I low-key want them to hit just because I'm an axe player. It would be satisfying.
Because I think outside of that one he got in, no, that wasn't even him, that was on the other side. Yeah, there was one that he got in exhausted, I think. But outside of that, it's been really tough. I mean, xJcoolJ needs a D-Light, right? That's what you're looking for right now. You get that D-Light, you get that recovery. That's probably the stock on a stage like this. I believe there's enough damage on Zen.
And now he's edge guarding. He's not going off stage. He throws out that side signature, though. It's going to be missing. He's able to get that recovery right off the bat. End lights, that's going to be the knockout. xJcoolJ, again, stocks are even. He has the weapon advantage, and whenever he does have the weapon advantage, he's usually able to squeeze out a couple of hits. He gets that first nair. It's only going to be 1 nair for now. Zen on the axe.
And you know, you can see just by the flow. Oh my goodness, the drift back on the down zig from Zen there was hilarious. But xJcoolJ definitely much more of a Katar's player than a sword player we're seeing, at least in this matchup against Zen, really leaning into that string weapon. And it's been doing a decent job, but there's part of me that wonders if maybe you go to the sword, you just start throwing out more end lights, making it a lot simpler of a game plan if you'll have an easier time. But xJcoolJ staying relevant here. High recovery from Zen, can't get caught by xJcoolJ. He doesn't D-light in the wrong direction. There we go, we got ourselves a beautiful signature, but it's not enough. Can we get the edge guard? No attempt, too late. There we go.
There it is.
Oh, no, not enough.
Oh, he touched from that. Still, Zen goes for the ground pound though, and xJcoolJ is still able to pick it up. Now that was hectic. Zen got a little bit too many opportunities than he should have, but xJcoolJ, he was still able to close it out.
Yeah, I think xJcoolJ thought that stock was gone, ran to the other side of the stage to grab the sword, and then realized, oh my god, you're actually going to make it back. Tried to dash all the way to the other side of the stage, and luckily was able to find a stock eventually there, but this is still pretty close here. Zen throwing out more side sigs, gets another sidelight nair, goes for the ground pound again, has had so much success with that string throughout the entirety of the set, but now it's coming down to the moments where it looks like a lot of the things that were working for Zen before aren't finding as much success.
Able to pick up that Sair though. Weapon throw is going to connect as well, and Zen is not out of the game yet. At the very, very end of that second stock, we were seeing Zen ramp up the pace a little bit at the very start. xJcoolJ was managing fine with it, but now, I mean, he's having a little bit of a harder time. He's able to pick up that sidelight though. xJcoolJ is looking more confident than ever.
xJcoolJ just trying to tack on little hits of extra damage here before you can start fishing for that D-light to get that final KO to bring this to game number 5. Zen, on the other hand, is just trying to get a string started. That's like 3 whiffs in a row there. Goes for a gravity cancel, gets a punish on that end light.
Uh-oh.
This is Gauntlets.
Zen Gauntlets off stage has not disappointed me so far, but it looks like this time around xJcoolJ is going to be able to get back up. The Axe Sair comes
going high.
Out. Tries to go for the second one. That would have been absolutely perfect. xJcoolJ, he misses the D-light.
Oh, and he's starved. He doesn't have a weapon here. Zen gets the down air. At this point, you're like a D-light recovery away. xJcoolJ needs to watch out the side. Sig comes out from Zen, and he's able to take the set over xJcoolJ.
And there it is. xJcoolJ is going to be sent down to the eliminations side of the bracket.
Man, that was tough. It was like that one little sequence toward the end there, right, where it really seemed like xJcoolJ kind of had it in the bag, and I believe he got hit by D-light dash jump nair, yoinked off.